Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Me and James are here now. James is in the hot seat.
Yep.
Everyone who joined me for me chat with John Blaine, thank you very much. Get your comments in. Let us know how you're feeling. It is a very, very good day for Everton Football Club. It's a very good day for Evertonians. Hopefully that's the uncertainty removed that has hung over our heads for too long. Dan Friedkin done a message, wrote to the Evertonians. It was a statement. He said, "Dear Evertonians, following the completion of the takeover of Everton Football Club, I want to express my gratitude for your continued support and introduce the incoming executive chairman of Everton, Mark Watts." Where am I here, Annie? "I take immense pride in welcoming one of England's most historic football clubs to our global family. The Friedkin Group, Everton, represents a proud legacy, and we are honoured to become custodians of this great institution. The Friedkin Group is a diverse family of companies with a global footprint spanning industries such as sports, automotive, entertainment, hospitality and adventure. Across all our endeavours, we strive to deliver extraordinary experiences that ignite people's passions. We are thrilled to bring this ethos to Everton and the Liverpool City region. While we are new to the club, we fully understand the vital role Everton plays in local culture, history and lives of Evertonians here and around the world. We are deeply committed to honouring the legacy while contributing positively to the community, the economy and people of this remarkable city. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Yours sincerely, Dan Friedkin." James, you've just listened to me and John.
Yep.
Having a chat. Well, John giving me his opinion on everything. As an Evertonian, as a fan, how are you feeling today?
Well, I think for me personally, since joining this channel, I mean, I've spoke about it before, but there has been that sort of negativity and that sort of unrest in the fan base that no one really knows what's going on at the top, and whether the stuff that came out about Everton is true, that they had no money and there actually was no one making decisions, I don't know. But it's nice to finally have that sort of knowledge that there is someone up there who is making everything work and wants Everton to do well and progress as a club. And so I think for me, having just that certainty that, someone does want the club to progress, and in the future something will happen that will be positive, and we're all going towards a shared goal. I think for me, it's a nice relief. It's something off the back. It's that overhanging cloud that's been following the club for probably a year now. And so definitely just feeling really positive, and I'm excited to see how they do. Obviously you've heard conflicting things, but I'm sure they'll come in, they'll get the business side of the club down. Hopefully we'll make a few transfers that'll sort of let us jump up the table a bit, and they'll make some big key decisions that will hopefully positively benefit the club, and we won't have this sort of, sluggish approach that we've recently had where everything just seems like it's not happening because no one really knows who to point the finger at. And yeah, so hopefully just a lot of positivity coming from the club now, and we can finally kick on and just not be in another relegation fight. So I'm sick of it.
Listen, I think you're absolutely right, by the way. The limbo that we've been in has been the most difficult thing, I think, to swallow for Evertonians, because we haven't known who to turn to, so to speak. If things are going wrong, you want someone who you can identify with, who can change it, or who you think can sort of turn it round.
Do you think as well, though, whether consciously or subconsciously, if you're the manager or if you're a player and sort of no one's calling you out for your performance, or you don't have that someone above you who's saying, keeping everything in order, that maybe you don't perform your best, whether it is conscious or subconscious? Do you think now that sort of Dyche knows he has someone directly he has to answer to, that he might change his approach to how he speaks about the club, or how he manages players, how he does his tactics, or do you think it'll stay the same? Because I feel like sort of if I'm the manager and week in week out I'm putting a team out and no one's talking to me at all, I'm getting no communication from the board, I'm not going to try that extra bit, really.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know with Sean Dyche. I don't know whether that's...
You'd hope so.
that's the way he is. I don't know. Who knows, right? And who knows what they're going to do with the manager. But just in general, from the football club's perspective, you need someone leading you.
Yeah.
Now, just think of all of those people in Finch Farm or in the Liver buildings who are looking for direction, who are trying to do the best, who want to drive the football club forward, and you can't get a decision, or you can't do anything because there's uncertainty, financial aspect of it, or whatever. You always want to believe you're working for a company, no matter whether it's a football club or not, working for a company that is trying to be the very best it can be. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a dangerous precedent when if everything feels like you turn up and you just do your thing, you get off, and it's like, what can we do? There's excuses there. There's
no hope to like grow and stuff, is it?
Yeah, so hopefully now a lot of those people will be empowered. There'll be changes. They changed 30% of the staff at Roma when he went in, or got rid of 30% of the staff. I don't know how they came to that amount. I don't know what they'll do with Everton, but let's hope that the good people in there are given direction and able to do their job. Others will move on. It's inevitable. New people are coming in. It's inevitable. But let's hope we all move forward as a football club. And I think when you're working in there, if you're getting the message right from the very top that we want to be the best, and this is how we get there, and you're getting pushed. There should be, in a workplace, there shouldn't be pressure so much that you can't do your job, but there has to be natural tension for you to do your job. It's got to be a challenging environment to be better, because otherwise we're all humans. We can all be lazy. If we're not pushed, we can all just slip into just doing enough. And that isn't what Everton, because there's other clubs who are huge in the world that play in our league. One of the biggest in the world plays in our city, right? We haven't got their financial power. We have to do everything else better. We have to cut margins. It's what Liverpool did with City. They couldn't match City in certain ways, so they had to get the fine margins the other way. And then teams who are above us, who aren't as big as us, have got fine margins that have got them ahead of us. And you know what I mean? And what we have to do is get the fine margins better and better and better to climb. And that's everyone. That's whether you are the kit man, Tony Sage, or whether you are someone who works in the buildings, the ticket offer, whatever it is, commercial side of it, the PR side's got to be better, the media side should be miles better than it is, or performing better than it is. All of those little things should all drop into making the football club the team that is on the pitch, because that's what we all do it for. It's all for the team, isn't it? Not bothered what the paint's like in the Liver buildings, are we? We've got the best door openers in the world. Who cares, really? Because it's all about the team. But you want all of you pulling in the same direction.
I think you're spot on.
Us as a fan base have got to do it. We've got to demand each other to be better. Be a bit more respectful. Not be the fan base that is, arguing with each other all the time. Respect each other. It doesn't matter whether we agree. Me and you might look at a footballer and go, I think we can do better than him. You might be going, you're joking, I think he's brilliant. That's okay, because that's what you're seeing and that's what I'm seeing. And I think the problem is sometimes when people, certainly on social media, it can be lost because there's no interaction. So you can read something as an aggressive tweet. Whereas if you were in a pub, someone might say something and you don't find it aggressive, but you might disagree. But the other thing as well is when people are telling you you're wrong, they're assuming that they're right. And the truth is probably somewhere in between. And I think we as a fan base need to pull a little bit more together now. And when we've done that in the past, when our backs were against the wall in 2022, the flares and the welcomes, they dragged the football club over the line. Imagine if we could do that without our backs being against the wall. If we could just be a bit more respectful of each other. Doesn't mean we have to love each other, and it doesn't mean, you know what I mean, but be more respectful. But because like I said before, all of us want the same thing. We all want to go into Goodison, go into the new stadium, sit down and watch Everton win. And we come out and we go about our lives, and you get up on a Monday morning when Everton have won and the world is a better place.
Yeah.
And you know, I have to come in here and listen. We come in here and listen to these, don't we? And they're discussing how they need to improve the throw-ins.
Well, last night,
because they got nothing else to bloody...
And you could hear them watching the match next door, and it was just... It would just be great to just be that positive about it. But hopefully this is a new step to it, yeah.
And that's it. And today's a good day. Today is a good day. I'm enthused. I think they've made a good message with the board. I think that's good.
I think you're right as well, saying that where we may not be able to, on a footballing side, you know, be on par with the likes of, I don't know, Liverpool and the Big Six or whatever. I think if you look at teams like Man City, who obviously it's easier if you're really good and you're winning, which maybe not now, but you look how they go commercially and like their, I don't know, their social media channels and stuff like that, and the quality of what they put out so high that if you're an American who wants to get into the Premier League and you watch a video from Man City, and you're gonna instantly want to follow them as a club because they partner with like the big brands and the big names and the big online like communities and stuff. So I think definitely you're right that wherever you can build the club up, even if it's not just on the pitch, it can be beneficial as a whole, and hopefully that's what the Friedkins bring in.
Definitely. Where was my absence yesterday, Casey, by the way?
The club call.
Oh,
we started the show with the wide one like this, and that one was empty because I was in that seat.
Oh,
and we had the two cameras, and Head said he didn't know where you went, but you went here.
Okay. Fair enough. I actually went to the Philharmonic.
Was it a pantomime?
It wasn't a pantomime.
I guessed pantomime.
No, it was Christmas music. It was lovely. I had a good night. I didn't start great. I couldn't get a parking space anywhere near. It was lashing it down. Me and my missus were supposed to go for a meal beforehand.
Yeah.
And we drove around that much.
You couldn't.
That by the time I got a parking space, we'd had to cancel our reservation in the restaurant because, honestly, mate, we drove around for 40 minutes looking for a space and ended up parking down the bottom of Brownlow Hill, and it was lashing it down. So
you needed a taxi from your parking space.
I know. Hey ho, you live and learn, don't you? You live and learn. Joseph Callaghan says this is the season to be jolly, and he's absolutely right. It is. Robert, who's a YouTube member, says let's be a football team again. Absolutely. Can we please? Have you seen Scrooged? With Bill Murray?
Yeah.
When he's on, can you please? For the love of God, that bit, you know, when the fella's hammering. Trying to put things on the mouse. Can we please just go back to being a footy team? Can we please be run correctly so that we don't have to talk about PSR? Yeah. That would be delicious, wouldn't it?
Would it be great for just another Europa League run? Even a Conference League, I'd kill for it.
What do you mean, even?
Yeah.
Get the Conference League and win the bloody thing.
I feel like I took it too for granted when we were last in Europa League, and now I'd kill for
And
that.
we shouldn't have done, by the way, because not like we're in Europe every year.
Yeah, I took it so for granted, but I'd kill for one of them.
Oh, you young people. Gary Ward says, howdy, hello, guys. Jez says, whoop, whoop. This is great news. Just noticed the John Blaine video. Happy to see the real heavyweight involvement from TFG. No arsing about. Refreshing difference from the clown show before Christmas has started. Make Everton great again. We do need to get the mega caps out, don't we? Everton Viking says there is finally hope and positivity. I don't expect perfection. I don't expect miracles. And I genuinely believe this is a new era. I am so happy and so positive. Good. Now it's time for actions. They've started out well on that front line, may continue. Also think it's important not to get too negative with them when they make mistakes, because there will be some. No more Everton that. Time to be positive. It has got to be, and we've all got to press the reset button, I think, haven't we, and go with it. It's not a quick fix. It's not a quick fix at all. It's not just going to be, oh yeah, these will sort it. No, we can just go and spend 600 million in the market because we can't.
You have to look at the likes of Newcastle and the likes of Aston Villa, who maybe not Aston Villa as much, but you see how they've invested in their squad, after being promoted. Now, obviously, they've both managed to get in the Champions Leagues, but they've got to the Champions Leagues and then they've sort of dropped off a bit after that. So it's about getting to there and remaining consistent. So whether that's having players in the academy where it's a strong academy, or it's signing the right amount of players for like cheap. I think it's important that Everton look at that and take lessons from it, that we don't just try and buy everyone and do a Man City basically. We plan it and we be smart about it, and then whether it's in 5 years' time we're pushing for it, or
we can't though, James, can we? Because of PSR, you can't spend that money. All you can do is create the headroom to do it. Brighton have been a great example of it recently. They bought well, sold well, bought well, sold well, while improving, and then got to this summer and have ended up spending 210 million, blowing everyone out the water. And yet you look at the results and you go,
yeah,
you know, I'm not sure. They're a good footballing team, but they're not. You still look at them and go, you shouldn't really be. They shouldn't be getting beat 3-1 at home by Palace. No. And they shouldn't be drawing with Forest. Forest at home, although Forest are really good, but they were ahead twice for a team that spent that much money. They certainly shouldn't have been drawing with 2-0 up against Wolves, and was it Wolves, and let them back into it? Wasn't it? The first point they got. Them kind of results. Do you know what I mean?
I think as well, if you look at the big players they've sold, what clubs have they went to? They went to the big six, haven't they? Like McAllister.
But what the point was, they've made big money, haven't they? And I mean, this is something Everton used to do under Moyes. He was very good at picking those players up and making them better. We've got to get back to doing that, you know. So we'll see. Ian the Blue says, have they paid the debt off to 777? Well, it's ACAP, isn't it? And they've got some arrangement with ACAP apparently, but they don't even know if they're even going to have to pay it. So we'll see. Stephen says, I feel on top of the world. Finally, we can move forward with positivity and direction. Blue Keeley says, think we should be able to get a few players in January. Well, yeah, I do. Because even if they made, I was saying this before, if they made £15 million available in cash, that's 3 £25 million players you can buy.
Why? Because of the down payment?
That's the cash payment. Everything's amortised. So, not every... Listen... Clubs might go, we want 8 million instead of 3, 4, 5 million. But a lot of clubs would go, yeah, we'll take 5 million now. And we'll take 5 million in over the next year. Because that's guaranteed income. Yeah. They can put it on their books. They know what's coming in. And for us, we can do it that way. Everton might not want to buy 3 players. They might want to they can still bring 2 loan players in from abroad. So they might go, you know what? We'll bring 2 in from
Who've Roma got?
Roma's left back's quite good. They wouldn't mind Dahl, but he only went in he only moved there in the summer, sadly. But someone like Nuamar, they tried to get in August. Yeah. For Leon, they need some money in Leon. You know, and Everton might be able to go to him and go to Leon and go, yeah, we'll pay that down payment now.
Do you think Tex will still want to be our mate though?
I think it's a case of doing what you do, isn't it? If he thinks it's a good enough deal, then. But we'll see. Kane says, honestly, lads, with your personal opinion, are you happy the Friedkin group have kept Thelwell and the recruitment team as it is?
Am I happy? Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because you don't know how much money's available for the players that they have got in. And I said to you, didn't I, that is it a bit of a worry that they always go for the same targets, even if they go to a different club and fail? And so, for me, maybe they've just been a bit constricted because of the money that they had, but they haven't made a signing where you've been like, that's a really, really good signing, right, so far. Maybe maybe Jake O'Brien will turn out amazing, but I think it's definitely an interesting one, and it'll be interesting whether they end up keeping him or not, I think.
Yeah, I think Jake O'Brien was brought in long term, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know how much Sean Dyche wanted him or didn't want him. No one has a clue really, but we'll see, won't we? We'll see. I think that's the only thing, Kane, is that when you look at it, I could sit here and go, I haven't been impressed by what Kevin Thelwell and the recruitment team have done. Bits of it have been decent. Other bits, doesn't matter what you say. Neil Mopai falls under his remit. Beto.
I think there's a few, but it's also whether is it the manager or is it him? Does the manager want? There needs to be maybe a bit of a clearer conversation of who's getting played or not really.
But also with that is what money's available.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Kevin Thelwell's, I know, had Gibbs White, couldn't complete on it. You know, 2 or 3 others that João Pedro couldn't complete on it. Kudus, he couldn't complete on it. You know, I mean, United cocked that up for us as well by
spending 100
million on Anthony or whatever it was. So they've identified some. My question mark came where what worries me is a bit of the obsession with Nonso. But like I said to you yesterday, I can't make my mind up on that. I can't make my mind up whether sticking to your guns is a good thing or not. Going, well, no, but we've identified this one and this is the one we think is really good. But my question mark is, Leeds bought Nonso for £4 million.
Yeah. Just buy the next Nonso.
So why haven't we? Because it's a big world out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, Onana, Lille bought Onana for £11 million and had them for the year and sold them to us for 30 million. Yeah. So these players, why are we getting them when the clubs... Why aren't we the £4 million? Why aren't we the 11 million instead of 30 million? Where have those players been? There's fast players in football. Why have we not gone?
Yeah.
Do you know? And that's my question mark with Kevin Thelwell. Whether he gets more back in Kane, all will be seen. I'd like to see someone else come in with the recruitment team. But isn't Dan Purdy moving on anyway? So there'll probably be a change there anyway. And these have got a remit, haven't they? Well, certainly they had a remit at Roma for this summer, which was players 23 and under. Yeah. And the manager has to play them. And if Sean Dyche does, and he doesn't like playing lads who haven't played in the Premier League and who are under 23, then that tells you that their long-term strategy, and they will anyway, they'll replace the manager. Because they will. Whether it's now or whether it's in January or whether, well, it won't be now. Whether it's in January or whether it's in the summer, they will change the manager anyway. Because their long-term vision is bringing players through. They've said it in the key things today. They want academy players, superstars. They want young players. So the recruitment team have got to demonstrate, I think, that they can see the big wide world and can go, he's good, he's good, and get it in. With a bit more money, they'd probably be able to take a few more chances as well. So maybe that's all it is. Jack Broken says, I'm so happy with the news, I feel like crying. I know they have to back up their objectives, but I love the cut of their chip up the Friedkin Toffees. Rob Vanman says, who's a YouTube member, says, so the Friedkin group get in, get the stadium sorted tomorrow and sack Dyche. And then we'll have lots to chat about. Yeah. John says, Baz, good to see you back on the overlap. I like Ryan, but he's clearly been told what to say. The people try and tell you what to say when you go, no. Not at all. Not, because what's the point? There'd be no point going, is there, with being told to say things. I only ever give my opinion when I'm on there, and it's only my opinion, and I often say I don't speak for Evertonians. That is not my job. I am speaking my opinion just as an Evertonian. I chat to a lot of Evertonians, so I get a feel of what people think, but I only ever go there to represent myself. And if you agree with what I say, then that's great, isn't it? That's really good. I'm sure lots of people will look and go, I don't agree with that. That's fine, because we all see it differently. But no one would ever say to me, well, they could say it. The club could ring me up and go, just say this for us. But if I think, I'm not saying that when I don't believe it, then no. And that's why you can't have employees on things like that. Because how can they ever give their own opinion? They can't, because they've got to think about their environment that they work in. So, Pos is a new YouTube member, Pos70, welcome. Welcome. Fletcher Birch says, all our eggs in one basket, Baz. New owners with new stadium could potentially change the identity of the club. Hopefully we're in safe and ambitious hands. Definitely. Definitely, mate. Sophie says there's talk there are going to be big changes, music to my ears. Emma says, Pop World, anyone? Let's go.
They don't have a goth night.
That's how you make your entrance.
Wormy
on the
Spoons,
stream.
you and Yerry Mina are getting banned. Banned, I tell thee. No, listen, again, Nonto is really good. He is a good player. But if you allow something to go through for months and Leeds keep nudging up the payments and you're not walking away from that, you either get screwed over for a fee that doesn't equate to the ability, or you end up at the end of that period of time losing 3 or 4 here who could have done a very similar job, and that's what Everton have done. So that's why. It's not a question of whether you think he's good or he isn't. I really like him. I think he's a good player, but I know you are, Wormy. I know you are, of course you do. Emma said to you, Ped, pipe down with your goth chat. Anyway, let's bring Ped in. He's in the building now with a new trim for Christmas. Pedro, get your camera on.
No.
Put your camera on.
I can't put my camera on.
You
James
can't.
is in control.
James, put his
Am I in
camera on.
control?
Yeah, exactly, James. God, you need to get in control,
Wow.
James.
All right then.
I had my camera on there last night.
Listen, it's excuses.
He's got a fresh haircut.
If Ned was here, he'd sort it.
Ned
Ned
hasn't
has
sorted
just done it.
anything.
Ned's in later. Ned is
He's not
making
in.
an appearance on the
I don't
Christmas show,
believe that for a
and it's
start.
exciting.
I don't
Right,
believe that for a start.
Ped, the day you've been waiting for
Yeah.
has arrived.
Didn't put the comments in.
Has arrived. So,
I blame family. The guy who...
it's all right. Whenever
Just
you
putting his
two,
comments in.
whenever
Putting
you
the
two
comments in
think-
because someone didn't do it as part of their job responsibility. And
That's not me.
I mean, if it's not you, who is it? Go on, Baz, ask away.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I think it's not like it wasn't like a massive shock, was it? So it's not like we can all
No, but it's done.
no,
now.
no.
It's done.
So it's not like that feeling of like exhilaration. It's that feeling of relief, and it's that feeling of it's let's get to business. It's get to business time. Let's get into the business of things. Let's start seeing. I know we won't see major changes for a while, but let's get down to business. Let's make the changes that are needed. Structurally at the football club, it'll obviously take time, but obviously the short-term wins, and which are already just the natural feel of it, the nuts and bolts on the grass, and everyone feeling a little bit happy. And then we'll go into Sunday, and everyone will feel a relief, a little bit of weight off people's shoulders, wondering whether it's going to happen or not. And it's happened now. So new owner, new stadium, just get everything sorted on the pitch, and we can move forward, hopefully with a plan. That's the main thing, isn't it? A plan to take us forward. And players, we've already got young players at the club. At some point they need an opportunity, so it's about getting that plan in place, and whether that plan on the field starts in the summer or whether it starts in January, let's have that outlined so we can move forward.
Benji says, for the first time in a long time, I'm excited about the future of Everton. Brian Murray says, unconfirmed reports that Deitch is at the rocket with his thumb out. Okay, I mean, I don't know what to do with that information. Sean said, meant to ask on the last vid, with Managerial having converted his shares to equity, as rights and media being cleared off too, must be lowered down debt-wise if they run a proper business, can only go one way. But they've reduced the rights and media funding thing. Everton had done that anyway recently, reduced that down. I don't think that's something that concerned about. I think getting the interest down obviously is the big thing. So they have cleared or reduced a lot of the debts. So, and they've said that in the statements as well. Dan says, I'd have preferred Thelwell and Deitch out immediately, but happy to wait as they'll be gone soon enough if the results don't come in. Deitch is probably in hot water, not only for the results, but by not playing new signings. Evan Viking says Deitch isn't going to change because he's incapable of it. Football will remain the same and he'll get the same type of results, but he won't be here long term. I reckon he'll be gone by January. But if not, it means we're doing okay. He won't be here next season at least. They'll want their own man, and I'm excited to see who that is. There'll be rough times, there'll be good times, and I think they'll be ruthless. And I, for one, welcome our new overlords.
Well, I was wondering whether you know any more about it. Has anything been said about what relationship Everton will have with Roma and whether there will be that sort of relationship there?
I haven't heard anything, mate, and that, I guess that'll sort of be the next thing. But you would sort of imagine they'd share some sort of resources.
Yeah.
You know, recruitment-wise, models maybe, or...
Do you look at, like, City, and obviously, they're all, like, feeder clubs to City, it's not going to be that way with Roma, but where you see players get, like, tested out for other teams and stuff, do you reckon anything like that could ever happen between Everton and Roma? Like, for instance, now, where maybe Beto's style doesn't suit the Premier League, but it might suit the Italian League, that Everton look at that and lend them to Roma, basically.
Well, I suppose things like loans might be easier to do because obviously we've got a player and we're paying him, but you need a striker.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's beneficial to both. There's obviously legal. You've got to do it. Yeah. You've got to do it legally and above board, of course. But I imagine there'll be a relationship of some sort. Yeah, absolutely. Michael Woods says, what is the crack with other aspects of the club? Goodison, Finch Farm and the Liver building, are they all owned by the club and therefore part of the deal?
Liver building's rented.
Yeah, Liver building's rented.
Macheri did own the building the last time I knew.
His portfolio owned it, didn't he?
It's not part of the deal because it's not.
Yeah. Goodison going to be its own
thing. Owned by the council.
Yeah. So. Sean Turton says, take it, we're expecting it to be the Toyota Stadium now. Who knows? Gary Ward says, a very special howdy to the Friedkin group. It's right, guys. Ian says, Deitch's press conference will be interesting tomorrow. I am in better spirits today, Nate, and I've had a bit more sleep. So, thank you. Glenn says, Baz, what did you have for your tea if you had to cancel your dinner reservation? Did you A, have no dinner, B, have a quick bite from a food truck, C, a snack such as a Mars bar, D, the chippy on the way home? No, I had a Rocky Road, which they sold in the Philharmonic with a drink. It was next level.
Really? Yeah?
Honestly, it was
better
next level. My tea was Weetabix with chia seeds, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts, sunflower seeds when I got home. That was my tea. That was at 10:30. But this Rocky Road kept me going, but it was about that big. It was incredible. And it had marshmallows in it as well.
Wow.
So, there you go, Glenn. Thanks for asking. Matthew Barry says, afternoon, lads. Hello, Matthew. Matthew, has your prize arrived? Let me know. Afternoon, lads. It's really a great day for the club and the fan base. I'm particularly made up for the channel because it's time to go back to talking about football and no more mediating between supporters and the sleepless nights we've earned this reset. Absolutely. I'm just saying before you come in, Ped, just want to be, just went into full Bill Murray and Scrooged, with, for the love of God, can we please talk about the football rather than PSR with the stapling antlers to the mouth. I didn't do it, didn't allow it, but you know what I mean. Because wouldn't it be
Niagara Falls?
Wouldn't it be nice, though, Frankie boy? Yeah.
James, have you seen Scrooged?
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
see, that's the level. See, that's the level.
He's on it now.
That's the level I like.
But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to just be able to concentrate on the football side again, as opposed to
nice to just moan about the football, wouldn't it?
No,
moan about the football.
What if you're not moaning though? We just get dead good. Then what have you got?
You'll still moan.
Still moan about something, can't you? You can still find something to moan
Your
about.
moan levels just changed.
The colour of the grass or something.
I heard Liverpool, the Redmen this morning, moaning about the rustiness of a player who hasn't played.
You've got to have standards, haven't you? Your standards just go up. Like my standards are what's going on with that microphone.
Oh.
DC. That's my standards. Keep on your toes, say. Keeping you on your
I
toes.
was on my toes there.
Your toes normally smashing into tables and stuff. Yeah. Be nice to just like be going, we might actually sign this player, or we're not linked with the same one player all the time.
Yeah.
Every summer. So
Nonso. There is other nonsense.
we can ask people in the room.
We
who
could
should
ask,
be we won't ask them on air.
No.
We can ask them afterwards who we should be linked with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Because I'm sure if he said, do we just keep being obsessed with Nonso, or do you think there's someone else who's a bit quicker in the world who you might be able to get? You might be able to come up with someone. Who knows? Buck says, Happy Christmas, Evertonians all over the world. Let us come back together again as the Everton family. Bainey says, as hard as it's going to be, I think we now have to sit back and be a little bit patient. Don't get me wrong, there are immediate improvements these can make that'll improve the club, Dyche being one of them. But even that might not happen straight away. I don't want us to waste money in the January transfer window unless we get rid of this guy, only to get someone in the summer who'll want their own thing. Let's break the cycle and start afresh. This team is better than the show, and I'm certain of that, and a good coach would show that, unless you want to gamble on our Premiership survival and wait for Thomas Frank. Evan Viking says, even if we did have loads of money, I'd still want us to be shrewd, go and get younger players, pay over instalments, be smart. Jay says, Friedkins our buyer, your boardroom is terrified. I didn't have the heart to sing that, to be honest, do you know what I mean? So, Bainey says, I think O'Brien was brought in as a potential replacement if we sold Branthwaite, but you just know if Branthwaite had gone under Dyche, it's Keane who would have played anyway.
Yeah. That's the worrying element, isn't it?
Ian the Blue says, our scouting and recruitment has been piss poor for years. There must be plenty of younger players in Europe. And so it's a big world. It's a big world. Everton Viking says, to be honest, I think a lot of the reason we don't take chance on players could be the next someone is because they lack experience at that time, and the managers we've had in place don't trust them, so there's no point in signing them as they won't be played. But going forward, I hope we focus on emerging talent and take risks, and we'll have a manager soon who will be okay with that model. Is that what you want? Do you want a manager who is okay with the model of
like just playing young players and letting them? Yeah, I think that's the goal for probably most teams, isn't it? That, you know, you have such a solid squad and like a solid core that you can add one or two young players in, and if they do make a mistake, it's not like detrimental to your league position or anything. I think that's what the goal should be. And whether it's a striker or a winger or fullback or anything, I think that should be what Everton are striving for. And then, as you said before, adopt the sort of Brighton model where you sell them on and then eventually you can invest loads of money into your team and try and progress that way to sort of combat the top teams. And absolutely, yeah, I think
it's the only way you can do it now. Unless Everton are going to create crazy commercial deals, which they're not.
Yeah.
And the only way you get into those kind of zones of being able to bring that kind of money in is if you do well. You don't just start and go, we're Everton, so give us crazy money that you're only paying Champions League teams. It's not going to happen. So you got to think, how can we negate that? The only way you can do it is sales, really, isn't it? I'm building a better team. So, you know, again, like I said before, Brighton get lauded now, but Brighton are literally just Everton 15 years ago. That's all we were doing. We were getting players and keeping them and moulding the team, you know, and everyone forgets that. If that was going on now, what we were doing 15 years ago, we'd have been in Europe every year virtually. So, but, you know, the amount of times we finished 5th and 6th and didn't get into Europe, or 6th, 7th, didn't get into Europe under Moyes. But we got players in who were bought in for nothing, really. You know, buttons. And Moyes developed them and all that. And okay, some he sold, some he didn't. Others stayed in the team for years, made us a good team. He just didn't have the money to get sort of the next level player, which, who knows? I still think if Moyes would have had Lukaku in a couple of his teams, Everton might have even won the bleeding league, but maybe not. But they might have certainly won a trophy or been in a Champions League position. Never really had. There was always one or two that we were missing because he just didn't have any money. But Brighton are doing it on a better level, or have done it better than other people to create that. And I think for Everton, you're never going to get, or very rarely you're getting £2 million players that become 100 million. we're certainly not going after the £30 million players, because if they're really that good, other teams will want them as well. The reason why Brighton have sort of been able to do it is other teams sort of go, let them develop there, so we don't need to compete with you for them, because if you'll get them ready for us to take.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's probably where Everton have been spending money on players that should have been. When you're spending that kind of money on certain players, those players should have been difference makers. But we haven't. We've been buying average players at difference making money, and we probably haven't gambled enough. But we haven't had the right person in charge to gamble. And there's been also, on top of that, there's been no education for the fans. There's been like, look, we believe in what we're doing, and this is going to get us here. But now I think you're starting at the... Listen, you probably weren't able to do it as well, because Everton, Moyes had got us in a position where we were always in the top 6 or 7. And then Martinez had us in we should have qualified for the Champions League. And then there was a ton of money. And Mashiri was saying, we're going to win this and we're the champion. So everyone's mind, all of a sudden, was we need to be in the top 4. Even when we were 7th, it was we need to be in the top 4. Instead of going, actually, can we get in the top 6? Can we just go up one place and get into Europe and win Europe, be Europa or be up there? We didn't. Now, the bar's that low that I think Everton have got almost a unique opportunity now to set everyone on a different path that they've not really been able to do. Will he do it? I don't know. But that model of getting players and going, look, we buy 3.
Yeah.
And we'll sell one within 2 years. Even doesn't matter how good he is, we're going to sell him and make a profit. Look at Onana.
Yeah.
Like, we should have got Onana earlier for cheaper, but we paid 30 million, sold him for 50. So regardless of anything, we had him for 2 years and made 20 million on him.
Yeah.
That you want their margins to come down this end, so that you're paying maybe 10 and selling them for 35.
Yeah.
That's what Everton have got to be better at.
I think as well, if you look at like other teams internationally, like you look at Dortmund, it's an attractive place for all young players want to go to, because there is that path and people can see, like, Hall and Bellingham, who have done it in the past and went on to big things. So players want to go to Dortmund, especially young players. And I think Everton should be aiming to, maybe not at that level, but that attractiveness where young players want to come because they know they'll get a proper chance and maybe a chance to go somewhere else or stay at Everton. And I think that's what's important for the new owners.
I think we've got to change what we're doing.
Yeah.
James says, Dyche just got till after the Forest game. I think he'll need more than 3 points to keep his job, and I can't see us getting any more than that. Steve P says, Baz, it's good having those plays. He just named it at the line, but then worrying thing is, look at what we got instead of them. That has been an issue, hasn't it? Gibbs White ready to sign, and Dwight McNeil was the next choice.
Yeah.
One's like, I know money, but one's on being in the England team, very talented,
and one looks like Kane's dog.
I don't even know what that means. But the other one isn't sort of at that same better way to put it. One's got a real quality skill set of like pace and can do a lot. One hasn't got the same skill set. And we've done that a few times. Oh, Gerassi's gone on strike because he wants to sign. 6'3", powerful target man. No, let's get Mopai, who can't run and doesn't score goals and is 1 foot, my size. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we did it with managers.
Yeah.
Bielsa, Sean Dyche. I'm going, what's in the middle? And we've done that all the way through. And I know what I hope is that at some stage you go, oh, you know what? We can't get Nonto, but this kid is quite similar, and he's whatever he's playing in, whatever it is. But at least you go, I understand why they've done that.
The path, why they've done it.
That's Everton's big thing. Have you got someone else to throw in?
No.
You two are just having a laugh.
No, Kane's got a new dog and called it...
No, I've seen it.
He's called it Mark Watts.
I've spoke to Kane this morning and he's not as enthused as...
No, well, he's called his dog Mark. Kane's hoping the wind picks up so the game gets called off on Sunday. That's how confused Kane is.
Fair play.
But his dog looks like Dwight McNeil. He's got a lovely left foot.
Okay, I don't know what to say with that. Michael Wood says, does Z cars get put on the back burner for the Top Gun music now?
Who knows?
Take my, but I mean, they've done that quite a bit recently, not for anything good.
Have like a volleyball match, 15 minutes.
Danger
before.
zone.
Just loads of fellas oiled up, just whacking the ball over the net. Playing with the boys. Which film's actually better, Top Gun or the new Top Gun?
Top Gun 1. Maverick's brilliant, but Top Gun 1.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there as an extra
debate. Put it out all you want.
An extra debate in
Top
the comments.
Gun is better, but Maverick is brilliant.
Who would your dad come home to?
This one, who's got the bar.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Kelly McGillis was all right, but he wasn't all that.
Yeah.
She was okay, but this new one's a lot. And I don't believe Tom Cruise needed to wear his stackies in this one as well, as much with the girl. Where with Kelly McGillis, every shot, he was on a box because every shot had to be from Marvel.
My only dilemma, right, with this film, if we're really going to go into it, is surely Goose's lad is about 47.
Yeah,
right?
He's aged back to 32. Yeah.
Surely, like, he was like 2 in 1986.
Yeah, 86.
So now, how is he like this young buck with a jag tash?
Mind you, I suppose if he was 2 in 86, when did it come out?
Like 222.
Right. So we would have been sort of
30.
mid-30s.
Yeah, but they make him out like he's 12. And he's going for a catch
Maybe
with Tom
just
Cruise.
Acts like he's 12.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I like to think that the film's set in 2009. Have you heard that theory about the film? Yeah, that he's dead.
Yeah, it's not having it. It's nonsense. Yeah. Sog says a new clear dawn. Nick says new owners and my brother coming back home from Canada for the first time in 7 years on the same day. Life feels good now. It's right, Nick. Have a great day. Okay, Matt, nice one. Hopefully I'll be with you very soon. Nice one, mate. Eddie says, will be interesting to see what type of changes they'll be willing to make this season. And Kane says the game's in doubt this weekend. Don't forget
that's because of the win. At all.
It isn't.
It's not in doubt.
Kane wants it to be, but it isn't in doubt. Ignore that. If you're on your way over from Australia, the game isn't in doubt. Just so you know. Matt says, I cannot and will not accept any arguments that suggest the 70s PE teacher could change his approach. How much do we need to see? I know James is playing devil's advocate, but not a chance. Mm-hmm. Okay. We did do better than Brighton with less money, we did. They're just facts that you're throwing out, Everton Viking. Bainey says, I'm convinced if Moyes would have had the Mosh millions, he'd have made us challenges. He was shrewd and was always a player or two short of it, even keeping a player or two when we came close to a great side. We'd have also lost some players because he gets a cop on if they don't say the right thing, wouldn't he? Sean says, it's the hard reset we've all needed, Baz. Well, yeah, it is, isn't it? Because we have needed it, but let's hope we do things a bit. Let's hope we get like people in who can help with the recruitment, maybe independent people who know what they're looking for to help.
I've heard that's not a good field to be in.
I don't know.
Spend half your time in, not in work and just roaming around, speak retail, and then maybe.
I mean, shots fired from over there.
There you go.
No, but that's fine. I like to think that's because they've done most of the work.
The work's done.
And they're on final innings now because the window opens in a few weeks.
Chicken Lip says, do Toyota make trams, lads? Well, the question might be, do they make buses?
Trackless trams.
Trackless buses.
KC says Storm Edna this Sunday.
Storm Edna. There you go.
I don't know whether he's just making that up.
That sounds about what Ned does on a Friday night.
Well, you can ask him later because he's in. George Bakertis, who's a YouTube member, says, doesn't O'Brien have Premier League experience, though?
One game for Palace.
One game for Palace in the League Cup, is it?
Come on against
United, though.
Kane, you're absolutely right. He does look like he's in GTA 5.
Posh Matty says Toyota will be a quality shirt sponsor.
Yeah, but the question with that is, though, and this is like always the thing, is like, why spend your own money when you can get someone else's? Why don't you use like Toyota as if someone comes to Everton and goes, oh, we want to do a naming rights deal for the stadium, and you just basically what Machiri was going to do? Go, oh, we've already got this fella here. We've already got the USM Stadium. You do the same. You go, Toyota have already offered us 35. What are you prepared to offer us? That's what makes sense, doesn't it? Don't get me wrong, it looks great on the shirt and everything. But if they say, well, Toyota have offered us 20 million quid a year for the shirt, what are you prepared to offer us? That's what you can use it for. And if no one comes back to you, you just slap Toyota on the
What if they, though, do use Toyota first as like a baseline, so in the future they can go, Toyota paid us 40 million, and now...
No, that's the same thing, but why use your own money when you can use somebody else's? And it's cleaner then, isn't it? All this stuff with Man City is because they're using people within. You've used someone else's money, it's a lot cleaner, and it gets away from that. But you use your own company as that leverage. But I think those big fair sponsorships, you want them to last. I think Arsenal have just signed another deal with Emirates, haven't they? It's 100 million. And it's just like, if that's for the share, you want that straight away. Or you do what Tottenham have done is leverage your own name against that. But that only really works, like we said, because they're an NFL club. And they are, aren't they? So if you're going to NFL, fans all over America and you're playing in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you're the sponsor in that, aren't you? Everyone goes, well, what's Tottenham Hotspur? And it gets...
We're not going to do that.
No, that's what I'm saying, but that's brand awareness. That can be the other side. You just got to know what it's worth, and I think we've got people now who finally know what the stadium's worth.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put a couple of thousand more seats in.
Yeah, definitely. Eddie on the super chat says, happy days, nice one, Ed. Gavin Cunningham says, how can Dyche take us forward if the new owner model signing players under 23? His treatment of Dixon is a prime example.
I think Dixon's the least of the players to worry about when you've got actual players who are in their early 20s who are not playing. Dixon's still raw, very raw. I don't think... I'll be honest, I don't think Dixon would have played under a lot of managers this season. I still think he's got a loan move. He needs that one loan move. I think a circumstance moved him into the position of because we didn't have any players. I still don't think he's absolutely ready to be playing in the Premier League. So if only we had someone in the studio who could tell us more, but we haven't. So
no,
unfortunately we can't.
Dixon is decent. That's
no, it's what I'm saying.
Got the pace,
but I don't think you can't blame Sean Dyche for him not playing this season.
But I think there's been the times when he should have played him out of necessity, and he hasn't. He's done everything but now. But my biggest gripe is with Patterson.
That's what I'm saying. You've got someone already. You've got a Scottish international, as the mystery person in the room just mentioned, but off mic.
No, but that's the biggest gripe, isn't it? But listen, it is what it is.
Nathan in the comments, I have no idea what the Piv is up to these days. I have no idea. Stays as far away from us as he possibly can. He's a father now. He's got responsibilities.
He has.
He's probably pushing a pram round Speak Retail.
Well, we know what he's
Kids World.
He's signing football players.
Of course,
that's what he's doing. He's doing very, very well.
Probably on the phone
in recruitment.
In one hand to Paul Heckenbottom, and in the other hand to other established managers.
They're doing well, though. They're doing well. I like it. Yeah. Click, good manager. TL says, happy days, boys. A new era, a new stadium. We stay in the league this year. We're going to be on the up. Yeah. Yeah.
The mad thing is, I could actually change cameras here.
Someone basically said, is that Ped or is it Jared Brantwaite? That's what he said. So
I'll be honest. It's me.
Thank you. I'm just reading the comments out. Someone just said, hope Dyche goes this week. I don't think he's going to go this week, so don't get yourself into him and not. I think he'll have the December games, I imagine.
He's currently hanging out of a window, throwing tuppence at a child to go and get them the biggest gifts they can.
Okay. Fair enough.
He's changed his ways in a dream overnight.
Glenn Watson says, Piv only question, and I'll have to just throw it on my phone to the Piv. Yeah. Do you prefer Terminator 2 or Aliens 2 as a sequel?
I'm a big Terminator 1 fan, so I'm going to go with Aliens.
Aliens 2.
Controversial, like it.
Oh, yeah, Glenn, he came back to me so quickly. Aliens 2.
Are you saying Alien 1 is better than Alien 2? Or did you say Terminator's better?
It's a different film.
Is Terminator 1 better than Terminator 2?
Yes.
You're mad. You're absolutely mad.
He's a better villain than he is as
Terminator 2 is a
supposed to be
masterpiece.
One's a horror, one's an action film.
I want that to be our new walkout music, by the way, the Terminator music.
Okay. All right.
I think it sets the tone from the start.
What was really for a horror film.
Yeah, right, yeah. Sarah Connor on the railings, that should be played. That should be played. All those kids getting burnt, just like that, hair hanging on, turning into a skeleton. I think that sets the tone.
What about Sarah Connor in a headlock? The Terminator.
Sarah Connor in a head.
Just
No one could put
ended
Sarah Connor in a headlock.
No one puts
Are you
Sarah
mad?
Connor in a headlock.
She gives the headlocks out. She gives the headlocks out, Sarah Connor.
Ian the Blue says is Stelwell planning on recruiting players in January for the dinosaur or for a new manager. I wouldn't have a clue. Sog says, are buses just wingless planes?
We had that yesterday.
You said it again. Hardy?
Yeah.
Kane said, the Piv can't be there because he's reporting once a year from Eurovision.
Ryland.
No, you've seen the picture of the Piv doing the Eurovision, haven't you?
Must have done. I think I have, but it's gone. Eddie says, looks like Mark Watts is a former lawyer and right now is on the other Friedkin.
Surely you can't be. You can never be a former lawyer.
No, you're just a lawyer.
You're just a lawyer, aren't you?
Matt says, I know it's me being negative, but I can't be arsed watching this team while this fella is still here. Genuinely made up.
Stream then.
Genuinely.
No, we have got problems.
Genuinely made up. People are excited and happy about their club again. And I can't wait until I feel the same.
That's it.
Be good. Just get Bielsa in now, be in charge.
Under 21s.
The thing was with that, what was mad about that was Bielsa was going to be doing the 21s and Carlos Corberán was running the team. He was in charge of the first team and Everton said no. And Corberán's now one of the names that has been linked with Everton about 3 times. So Bielsa actually, even though at the time we thought was a madman, was actually a genius.
I think he would have bankrupt us, though, in knee operations by now.
I don't know, he's got good knees for a fella his age who just stares at the floor. He's got great knees and a great knowledge of the game because he just looks at the floor.
I believe he
never watches the play.
I believe he needs a skin graft on his arse as well because he keeps on sitting on cups of tea.
Okay, I don't know. Yes, Mark, that makes you a bad person.
Oh, what's he said?
I've never seen Terminator or Rocky. Does that make me a bad person?
I think you should hand in your human race card because that's just not on at all. That's something like what Jack would say, and we all know where Jack works now.
Exactly,
and
exactly.
Imagine not seeing Terminator 1 or 2. That's indefensible, that isn't it?
Yeah. Danny Whitey, we can't risk bringing Breuer on against Chelsea because he can't play.
Yeah, he can't play.
That's why Chimiti will be on the bench at the weekend.
Yeah.
Kev Murphy says, afternoon lads, pedo union missus have got over the devastation that Taylor Swift is never going to tour again.
Well, I believe she will tour again, but it is a hard time at the moment. We're dealing with it in our own private, quiet way.
That's good.
And,
that's good.
We don't want we don't want to do it in the public eye. So if people would just like to leave us to our
just let you do. Be respectful of you at this time. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Andy Goff on the super chat, nice one, and says you can see the weight of
Andy Goff. Is he related to Emmy?
He's Richard. That's his brother. I see what you did there, but I'm letting it go.
Thanks.
I knew anyway the minute Emma came out your mouth. The word Emma. You can see the weight of Everton's past being lifted and a new hope in the future. Have a great day, Evertonians. And you, Andy. Nice one. Nice one. Toffee says, is El Pivo in the house? We couldn't confirm or deny. We could not deny it.
El Pivarotti.
El Pivarotti, fair play. Ned is going to be on the Christmas show later, Emma, so you'll be able to see him and ask him what his sliding doors moment has been like. He seems quite happy.
He does.
Seems quite happy.
Thinking up old people.
He's apparently paid for he's paid for the Christmas night out, which I can't believe. But
for everybody,
selling products that pay for the whole night out.
Apparently so. So there you go. There you go. Nathan says Alien 1 and Alien 2 are incomparable. One's a horror, one's an action film.
That is true.
Which is what Piv just said. And Nathan says Terminator 2 is the better of the two films.
It's at the end of the day, they're both brilliant films. It comes down to personal, how you feel. But I think Aliens 2 is more of a modern action film, where a lot of people look back at Alien and go,
haven't seen
"That's
Alien.
shite." I think it's good. What are you saying, James?
I haven't seen Alien.
You
I've
haven't seen
the new
Alien?
one,
Okay, you
the
need to see it.
Romulus one or whatever.
No, I haven't seen Romulus yet.
It was alright.
All right, well, you need to go and see one then, don't you?
Yeah.
You need to make that a mission statement.
A mission statement that
Yeah.
I see Alien 1
Alien 1.
and
Yeah.
not Alien 2.
Have you not seen Alien 2?
I've not seen either.
Well, you need to see both of them. What are you watching Romulus for then if you haven't seen those two? What are you doing? It's like watching Back to the Future 3 without watching the first two.
It's got no relation to
It does have a relation because it's called Alien.
Yeah, but
Have a word with
it's just the
yourself.
Alien. It's not Alien 3.
Have a word with
It's
yourself.
not Alien 3.
No wonder you're coming in your dad's coat.
This is a day to be joyful.
I am being joyous, but he's bringing the mood down. He's bringing the mood down by saying certain films that he hasn't seen, but saying I've seen other ones in the series. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Very particular.
I have seen
about
Alien
this.
Romulus.
But you can't watch Alien Romulus if you haven't watched the first
But you
one.
don't have to
That
watch-
sets the tone.
You don't have to watch one of
Well,
them.
I believe you do, and I believe other people in the room that are be unnamed who also go round signing players for championship teams would agree with me.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I like that. What do you do?
Yeah, get on
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You're not going out. Get in. Watch it. You went to see Craven the other day, for God's sake. Craven.
Yeah, because that Alien one was
John
in the pictures.
Craven's got a
John
film.
Craven and his Roundup.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that Alien one was in the pictures recently, that's why.
Did you not think beforehand, I'm going to do my research and watch the
I did
first?
do that with Gladiator.
It's
but
one film, and your second one's called 2, so of course you're going to watch
Isn't there
one.
loads of Alien
What's
films?
wrong with you, man?
Almost got through the stream
Isn't there loads of Alien
calmly
ones?
and happily. There.
Well, mate,
Isn't there loads
almost.
of Aliens?
There is, but you'll have to see 1 and 2.
I googled it and it said you didn't have to watch the other
That
ones.
was your
and I'd
first
know.
mistake.
Oh,
That was your first mistake.
Ped, are you ready to be rattled?
Go on.
Just to add this film to discussion to rattle Ped, Star Wars is overrated and
Samuel,
not
you're a-
particularly good.
Samuel, you're an idiot.
It's like 10 films, which one?
Star Wars is a work of genius.
Okay. Kev Murphy says, let's talk about running, it'll settle them down.
Just the disrespect. The disrespect.
The film.
If you'd said you hadn't seen any Alien films, I would have been fine with that. But the fact that you've dove in at the far end, at the last one, I feel like it's lazy. Expect more, are you, James?
It's like watching Genesis and that's the same way to one too.
What I'm seeing from Graham, who's a Forest fan, says, Jesus, Gru, you'll be suggesting players with no Premier League experience next.
See, they're saying Gru because they know you're wrong. They broke out the Gru. Young Gru. They wouldn't be doing that if you'd seen Alien 1 and 2.
But I've seen Alien Romulus or whatever it is.
Doesn't really matter, does
Don't
it?
you even know the name of it?
No.
Okay.
Alien Romulus Lukaku. That's
Fair
the
play.
title. That's
Fair
the
I've
play.
seen
title.
Terminator 1 and 2 though.
That's
About an
great.
alien that comes in, his boss cuts his hair, is not as good, and then shits himself and gets off after missing a penalty.
Goes to Manchester.
When there was a big chance to finish the alien war.
Because his alien mum said it wasn't the stars.
And then his alien mum come in and said, don't sign that contract, lad.
Although, in hindsight, she was actually right. She was correct. She was correct. Don't sign it. Don't sign it, mate. Mad. I just seen one there. Corrins, Baz on a football know what managers you think the new owners will be looking for? A winning one. I don't know. I imagine ones that have already been mentioned. Graham Potter, Terzic, Concert, all of those will be in a conversation. Whether they do anything with that conversation, who knows? Who knows? Chris the Toffee says we're going to have Everton v Roma at the Toyota Stadium friendly.
Well, we were at the Roma game, and how sort of like,
yeah.
how sort of
It
like,
was a bit
it was
flat,
so like,
wasn't it?
there's no one here, no one's coming in. The managers didn't even come in, although De Rossi did look, mate, he looked Wade Smith circa 1998.
Oh, he was loving it.
He was looking the absolute part.
He was ready.
And then he got sacked. and he got sacked. But it was so weird, that game, wasn't it? It was so awkward.
It was like
oh, this
built
is what
up for everything, and
this is what you could have won.
Yeah. It was like, oh, this is just dead. And this could have been really good, and no one's now asked in the slightest. Right, last few on Prem.
Do you think they'll fly in Paul McCartney to play?
No.
Do you think?
Why?
Because that would be because that's what everyone wants, isn't it?
The half-time show.
Does Dan want it, though?
I think Dan might want.
Dan could pick him up, obviously,
That's what
in
I'm
his
saying.
playing. But
Pick her up in his play.
Elliot says, like many, I was excited when Mashiri first came in, and so I'm cautious not to get overexcited, but this feels different. TFG seem very professional, and their success in business is clear to see. Hopeful and optimistic. Sean says, has a manager ever been sacked during a press conference? The Friedkins want to keep our history going. We could be another first to do it. Sack him if he says things like
someone in
them and
Italy's
us.
definitely been
Yeah,
sacked
someone's
while
been.
they've
Yeah,
been
they've
doing
got
the
to
press
have done,
conference,
haven't
haven't
they?
they? Someone's
Probably
definitely
said
sitting
something, and the owners come in and
No,
just
someone's
sack
been sat in there just chatting absolute wham about what they're going to do, and the press officer's just gone. You know when Dingo got told about the towers?
Yeah.
Someone's come in.
George Bush.
Or, you know,
George
the old
W.
Carragher on Henry touching on the knee. It's one of them, isn't it? Going, yeah. You've been sacked, mate. And he just gets up and doesn't say nothing and walks out. Probably Gattuso.
I imagine. Or he sacked the board himself, Gattuso, because he's that mad. Jez says, up the trackless tram Toffees or the mass transit monorail Toffees.
The Everton fan advisory board are in the comments.
Are they?
They are.
Oh.
They said this is 100% different to when Mashiri came in. A new board means everything.
Excellent.
I'm taking that's a group statement.
Feels like it.
That they've made that confirmed.
That's good. That's what you want.
No,
though, isn't it?
but it's right though, isn't it? Isn't it? It is different for Mashiri because let's not forget, Mashiri did leave the lingering smell of what had been going on for the last 20 years very much in the club. Where this is a clean. And listen, Colin Chong, let's be honest, he is AI, and we can live with AI for the next couple of months. But he's a lovely fella.
It is totally different.
No, it is
because
totally
they just left. They let themselves. Well, yeah. Yeah, it is totally different. It's totally different anyway, because regardless, like I was saying, I think I said yesterday, when Bill Kenwright bought the club off or took the club from Peter Johnson, it allegedly was with the intention he was going to sell it on. But since that moment in 1999, he was involved with the club for 25 years, wasn't he? And so whichever guys it was in, there was an influence and a culture that had been the whole way through, and now there isn't. That's gone. It's gone. There's new people in.
It is weird though, is I know people they might think this is but this is only the third time in our life that this has actually, fourth time, sorry, that's actually happened, isn't it? Peter Johnson, Kenwright, Mashiri, and this today.
From the Moors family.
That's the fourth time in our lifetime that this has actually happened. It's not which is what we used to say about managers, by the way.
Yeah, and look how that happened.
But it's not like this isn't an everyday occurrence for Everton Football Club. You know, and the Moors, what did the Moors go back to? The early 60s.
Yeah.
So.
Bainey says, if two of the ghosts visiting Dyche was Kendall and we've had good times, Bill, who'd be the third? And he also says, and it's Terminator 2 all the way.
But which, hang on. But which is which, though? Which is which?
Well,
Kendall would have to be...
Dyche would be present, wouldn't he?
No, but he's not the... He's not the ghost, though, is he? He's the... I thought they were visiting him.
Oh, visiting him, sorry. If two of the... Oh, yeah. So
you're supposed to be our Christmas Carol, expert.
I was putting Dyche as a ghost. He's very much not a ghost. Howard Kendall. So Kendall would be the ghost of Christmas past.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. What about Bill? So would he be past present?
Who's going to change?
Jacob Marley.
So that's Baxendale, but instead of chains, it's a headlock.
Because she lied to him. We're missing a ghost, aren't we? Should we say Bill's the ghost of Christmas present?
We can't be. Hang on.
So who's Baines?
Who's the ghost of the Christmas present in it?
No, it's past, present, future, isn't it?
Yeah.
So who's the present in it?
The present is I don't know.
Well, who's the ghost in the present?
The present in it is the one who's in the king with all the food, even in Alice the Sims one. In Scrooge, the ghost of Christmas present is the one who smashes him with a toaster and batters him in it.
Carol Kane.
She's
Carol Kane, the
she's the ghost
fairy.
of Christmas present, isn't she?
Fairy. So she's
The one in the ghost of Christmas past
So
the
they all have to
taxi
be dead,
driver.
don't they?
They've got to be dead, so they can't be that. So Bill will be the past.
okay.
No, sorry, Howard will be the past.
Yeah.
Bill, who's recently
Present.
passed, will be the present.
Present.
So you need some of them.
Respectful.
Super
And the
League.
future will be the future in it's more like a devil kind of character. Though,
Well,
isn't it?
no, it's just showing you because you don't know who it is.
Peter Johnson,
He's got it.
DJ Spuddles.
Spuddles makes sense.
There you go, DJ Spuddles.
Because DJ Spuddles famously took Everton down. Nearly, don't forget, in the late 90s. It's his fault that all the money got turned off. The tap got turned off because DJ Spuddles never
DJ
worked.
Spuddles, a potato-based
You must
snack
know this.
that nearly caused Everton to go bust.
Yeah.
Well, it is the reason why Peter Johnson ran out of money. Truth, it's a fact. This only certain Everton historians know this, and me and Baz are very fortunate to be a couple of those historians.
Yeah, you shared it with me.
It's a true story. A potato snack, like Alpha Bites or whatever they're called, nearly led to the downfall of Everton. It got Bill Kenwright as the owner. A potato snack. It's incredible times. That hamper place had a lot. That hamper place had so many
Park
things.
Foods ruined us.
Ruined us.
It
Sent
cost us
Nigel
Martin, bloody Mark Schwarzer, nearly the football club. So yeah, DJ Spuddles would be the ghost of Christmas future. Yeah, he would have, and we'd be buzzing them. Mark says Gladiator 1 is overrated.
It's not. Don't be silly.
Seen 2, it's absolutely the best film in history. It's Jesus.
All right, but we haven't all seen 2. All right,
Awful.
Mystery Man.
Everton Viking says Ped went full Smithy from Gavin and Stacey in a movie rant there, Paul James. Gavlaw. John says Moyes signed 74 players for Everton and a lot of them are dreadful. Rose tinted not rose tinted glasses, just average finishing positions in the Premier League
How many of them did you actually pay money for?
with hardly any money spent, John.
Sorry, there wasn't loads of terrible players at all.
No.
And the ones that weren't great, he got rid of quite
Who
quickly.
did we pay money for? He was terrible. Oh, Billy. Yeah, but, no, I know, but yeah, all right. Trolls.
We got 4.5 back from them, didn't we?
That's 2.
A couple of strikers were just
Richard Wright was wrong. 3 million. 3.25 million from Arsenal.
We got Nigel Martin for free, so bounce to that.
Yeah. James Beattie never worked, but a lot of people would have said at the time, oh, Andy Johnson, 10 goals, but didn't work really, did it? But Everton was still finishing in the top 6 or 7, so I don't look at it like that, personally.
Yeah.
If you just spent loads of money and we were finishing 16th and 17th, fair enough, but we weren't. We had one 17th place finish because we threw the hand in for 5 games when we were safe and lost them all and ended up slipping.
The ones that never worked were the ones that he like rushed into, so like Van der Meijden. Trying to get that Champions League squad together.
Trenta was all right if he wouldn't have started going to Finch Farm at 2 birds. Should have had it blocked. Shouldn't be allowed in.
Hygiene issue.
Yeah, massive hygiene issues. Not like the townhouse. Michael Wood says,
And there's loads of parking.
I prefer Alien 1 to Terminator 1, but prefer Terminator 2 to Alien 2. Which entire collection is better, though? I have no idea.
He's terrible. Salvation's decent. Genesis poor.
No, I'm not got that. I just bow down.
Robinson's pretty good. What's the one before Robinson's weird bed?
Which one, sorry?
Well, Michael Fassbender. What's that called?
Oh, the newer ones. Tingo and Tingo. Aliens Evolution. Not like
The problem with the aliens, you also alien best predator, which takes it down. You know?
James, you're being very quiet here, and I think you've got all the answers.
I haven't seen Alien.
Well, we know that.
I've
We
seen
know
Alien Romulus.
that. We know that.
Ped has ruined Takeover Day here. Says Everton Viking.
Why have I ruined it?
Because you were arguing over films.
Sam put some money into London.
Bainey says Star Wars is the film all sci-fi films aspire to, and it's Alien, Aliens, then Alien 3.
It's not, though. It's actually based on Dune. You leave the film historian to me.
Sean says, did James watch The Last Despicable Me first?
Actually, I've seen the young Gru Despicable Me. It's quite good.
Well,
Fletcher says they have to bring a new manager in before January, otherwise it'll get messy. Nick says, Peds, who's your favourite Star Wars character? Mine's
Prometheus it
Anakin.
was. Sorry, what was that?
Who's your favourite Star Wars character? Is Anakin.
Um,
And he shares his birthday with Hayden Christensen, the actor.
it's actually Ahsoka. Shut
Okay.
up. It's because I'm into the new stuff and you're not. Stuck in the past. It's your problem.
Fair play.
Coming in here, trying to scout everything. Giving us the XG of our walls.
Danny Boy says, Rick Welmy was a terrible sign. Never turned up.
Prometheus wasn't the worst Alien film. The one after Prometheus was the worst Alien film. I don't know, Prometheus 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, yeah, Simon Davis wasn't great, to be fair, was he?
No, he was crap. Let's get it right.
Yeah. Scored an important goal at Birmingham. Big sender. No, low. And he had Anthony Gardner on low. He was even worse. Mangala.
No, Mangala.
Aquilian.
Is the worst.
Aquilian.
And if anyone remembers,
That was Big Sam, though,
I
wasn't it?
did have an absolute meltdown about that signing
You
before it happened.
You did, you weren't happy.
Really play one game, score back the speed.
Come back against Hull, last game of the season for 6 minutes. We won 2-0. Right, I think we're done. That was good. But it's takeover day. It's all good. It's exciting. Everton have got new owners. Let's see where we go from here. Like, subscribe, do all that. Do all
So
that
are we
stuff.
doing a Christmas
Show 5:00, and Ned will be a special guest on it at some stage. Although he's just sort of said he's forgot his guitar.
It's a worrying thing, isn't it?
But he said, I have written you a Christmas quiz, though.
I hope he comes in and head to toe in Barclays Premier League.
It'd be amazing.
Proper, just like blue tracky.
Like, I'm the latest Barclays man. That's what he says.
Comes in like the fella, but the fella was actually in the Halifax advert. What was his name?
Maybe. Yeah, let's see. Right, thank you. Oh,
Which
Rita.
alien film where the two androids playing the flute together? Are you watching a different version, Aliens, on websites?
Sounds ominous, that, doesn't it? Sounds ominous. Rita Hamlin, who's a YouTube member, says the... Think condom... What? Rita, what?
Covenant.
Okay, she put
Covenant,
condom.
That's the second. That's the
Condom?
That's the alien film.
Okay.
That's the second where they go to the planet and they find out that's everything in it.
That's fine,
It's
but Rita put, I think condom was the worst for me.
It's
Rambo,
Condom.
good movie. Alien and Terminator scared a lot out of it.
There you go.
There you go. Let's Be Having You says you got to take your mega hat off to the job Moyes done for us. Okay. You know, flutes were in Covenant.
I really watched that film properly because it's just crap.
I don't.
No, it's fine.
I've got no.
That's fine.
I watched Alien and that was tremendous and terrifying. That was it. And that was my Alien knowledge. It
There
ended,
you go.
started and finished there. Right. Cheers, everybody. Take it easy. See you later. 5:00, Christmas show. See you later. Bye.